First we have cuboids. This is a Lan 3x3x2. It's a small cuboid, very easy. Very easy if you know cuboids, that is. And Calvin's 3x3x4, which is essentially the same cuboid. This inner 3x3x2 matches up with this one, and you just solve it using the inner and outer. And here's a second Calvin's 3x3x4. The reason I have two of these is because they were both gifts. So, if you're interested in cuboids, I actually think this is a very good first cuboid. So if you are interested in cuboids, let me know about this, because I have been trying to slim down some on cubes in general. So next, big cubes. We have this miniature 5x5. I believe it is a QJ. I'll find the brand and let you know. You can kind of hear that swishy sound in it. It's cold right now, which doesn't help with the turning resistance. But as much as I've made fun of this 5x5, it actually isn't bad. This 5x5 is by no means terrible. And yeah, it was good for a cheap 5x5, although it is now being replaced by this little specimen. This is a Yushin 5x5, you can tell because it comes with a box. Yeah. For some reason they come with that reusable box, which I guess is nice. But this 5x5 is wonderful. Just felt the need to checkerboard it right now for some reason. If you're interested in a cheap 5x5, let me know about this one. Again, I'm trying to slim down some, and this is a cheap 5x5 that actually isn't too bad. So the last big cube, even though it's still kind of a small cube, is the Maru 4x4. This is an old 4x4, but I don't care, because I still like it. I don't speed solve 4x4 that much, so I don't really need the biggest or best 4x4. This was also a gift, and really, I like it. There's nothing wrong with it, really. So, with big cubes out of the way, I'm gonna move on to small cubes. It's a 1x1, oh my gosh, look, it's so cute, you can roll it like a die. Hey, it landed on yellow, whatever that means. Actually, you can play the color neutrality game with that. This is the Cyclone Boys 2x2. This is probably my favorite 2x2. It's very loud. But it just has a feel that I really, really enjoy. Obviously, it's kind of a V2 knockoff. It has that, where is it? Right there. There's that V2 kind of inner mechanism. Has the beveling. You know how Cyclone Boys works. This is a Dion 2. If I were to ever start taking 2x2 more seriously, I would start using this 2x2, because this can become really good once you put work into it. But I haven't put any work into this, so it still feels pretty bad. Now that stickerless cubes are legal, I could actually use the Cyclone Boys 2x2 in competition, so maybe I wouldn't even use this if I really just didn't care that much about my 2x2 results. But if I ever did start to take it seriously, I'd want to consider putting work into this, making it better. This is a 3x3 dummy cube that I made in that nice minty blue color. And let's give this a scramble. There you go, there's a scrambled dummy cube. It's a good scramble. This is a stickerless Zanchi, which I did this mod to where I made each edge one color. And I called it the H cube because in its solved position each face has an H on it. And it turns great, it turns just like a Zanchi. But as far as the mod goes, I feel like I could not have been the first to come up with this idea, so I'm trying to find out who came up with this idea first. I guess this isn't exactly a mod, it's just a super cube, but this is a 3x3 Mahjong cube. I believe it's YJ Youngjin. It's clacky. Uses an old mechanism, doesn't really cut at all, but I don't care. This is the cat cube. I'm just going to let you look at that for a second and take in how adorable it is. But in addition to how adorable the cat cube is, and you can lie it on its back, you can lie it on its tummy, you could put it on its head, it's super cute, but you can also scramble it, and it looks pretty freaky when you scramble it. You can scramble this 3-gen, but whatever. I never cared too much about 3-gen 2x2 scrambles. Yeah, you can see its face looks really messed up. And this is just a funny cube to solve. Sometimes you'll be solving it and its face will be backwards or something, and it just looks really, really weird. This cube looks cute, but it is actually evil. This is the 3x3 heart, and I have a story with this cube. Basically, I tried to solve this cube. And I actually got very close. I came close to solving this, but I couldn't solve it. And I thought, what if I try to assemble it? And then I couldn't assemble it. It is actually almost as difficult to assemble as it is to solve. So a certain person by the name of Seth ended up helping me assemble it. Thanks, Seth. So I could make this video. This cube is seriously evil. I'm gonna try to solve it again, but we'll see. I'm gonna do something though. I'm gonna make a checkerboard on this, just so you can see the crazy shape-shifting that happens on this puzzle. There's probably the weirdest checkerboard you'll see in a while. Look at how those centers just stick out like that. Next we just have some things that aren't cubes. This is a snake puzzle. Oh no, I ruined the snake puzzle. It's $5. Go buy a snake puzzle. This is a 2x2x1 that is unfinished, obviously. I need to fill it and then sticker it. I have no filling material. Even though filling material is so cheap, I just need to go buy it, fill it, sticker it, and this will be done. And this will be a really great 2x2x1 fun trivial puzzle. I have some cubes and pieces, which are probably my least favorite things in this collection, because they make me sad. These are the pieces to the 30mm adorable cube. Some of you remember this cube. A lot of people really, really liked this cube. For some reason, I tried to give this cube a full servicing and lubing. I don't know why I wanted to do that. I was just, like, obsessed with it for some reason. I was using all that 50k diff and, like, you know, servicing all my cubes. And I lost the core, and it's such a tiny, tiny piece of plastic. The worst part about it is, it would be cheaper for me to buy a whole new cube than to get another core and fix this. So it would actually be better for me to throw this away, which makes me really sad. These are some pieces to a cube that did not even belong to me. This was a Rubik's 2.0 that belonged to Sam. Sam, if you're watching, I'm probably going to throw this away, because this was like a Rubik's 2.0 and it got kicked or something and fell into a million tiny pieces. All the pieces got put in a bag, and for some reason, I am holding the bag. Literally, I'm holding the bag. This is a Rubik's brand. This is the one that I sandblasted and then put half brights on and then thought it was going to be the most amazing thing ever. It was not the most amazing thing ever, and I would not recommend sandblasting bad cubes. I'd just recommend buying a good cube. Yeah, just, don't do what I did. At least not for speed cubing purposes. If you happen to have a Rubik's brand, then I guess sandblasting it, you know, might not be a bad thing to do. But I wouldn't buy one just to sandblast it, which is basically what I did. This is a Shengshao Wind. This is one of my favorite 3x3s ever. It's probably the smoothest cube I have. You can tell sometimes when you're turning it that it wants to overturn, like that. But right now the cube has slobber all over it from the baby nephew, so I'm gonna have to clean it. But that's definitely one of my favorite 3x3s ever. I've thought about getting an Aurora, which is the upgrade to the wind that basically just turns it into a Guhong. Not sure if I'm going to do that or not. I might do it someday. This is a Shengshao Linglong. This is the perfect size for a mini cube in my opinion, and turns very nicely. Some people say that this is almost speed cubable, that you can actually speed cube with this cube, but I've never speed cubed with it. I just use it because it is a mini cube. I mean, I take it with me places or put it in my pocket. This cube actually fits very nicely in your pocket. So that is what I use it for. I don't actually speed cube with it. These are two YJ Sulongs. This one has a logo, this one doesn't. This one was the one I used as my main for a long time. And it's very fast, it can be very fast. Still cold in here, so my turning isn't great. Or maybe that's just my excuse. But after a while, this one really just wasn't cutting it. No pun intended. The cutting on a few sides was really inconsistent. It could cut 45 sometimes, but just wouldn't cut it all other times. I loosened the cube to the point of it being unstable, where popping could be a problem. This orange-yellow cap became very unstable because the cap would pop off all the time. I know that the Sulong isn't a bad cube in and of itself, but this one was just starting to really wear down. This one was one that I'd intended to turn into another dummy cube. I was going to make it with all green stickers. Think only a handful of you know why they were green, but that's besides the point. This is a mini Fangshi Shuangren, back when there was only one Fangshi around. This is the one that I used for one-handed. For those of you who remember Punk Flute, this is the Fangshi that I used for Punk Flute. And for two-handed it turns well too, it turns just like a Fangshi. And I've thought about using a 57 Fangshi as my main for two-handed, but on that note, we have the lovely, lovely Moyu Aolong GT. And this I got on pre-order because, like I said, I knew that the Sulong wasn't going to cut it as my main for forever. You know, it had been my main for about a year, and it's a really good cube. I'm not meaning to downplay it. The Sulong actually is a really good cube, but after a while, I just knew I was looking for something different. So the Aolong GTs were on pre-order, and if you pre-ordered it, you got a free servicing, and I thought, heck yes, I don't have to do anything to it, it's going to be amazing. And it is amazing. This cube is wonderful. I don't know what else to say about it. So I see I have two rung edges on the front. One on the S and one in the back. So I'm going to do a D2, U2, R that positions them all on the back. When I do a B move, that'll orient them all. And I already have my blue and green. This probably wasn't a very good scramble. I already have my blue and green, so they're just going to move right up there. Have my first pair here. I think the edge went down here. I think I saw that. Yes, it did. The edge went down there, so I'm going to pair them up like that. I saw this pair while I was doing that. If I noticed it quicker, should have done that. But the E layer edge is over here, so I can move it and position the pair like that. This is kind of weird, but I see this edge or this corner and this edge, so I'm going to make that my third pair. That's kind of an awkward third pair placement, but I can transition into my fourth pair very nicely. And Asune Olo. And I have a J-perm. This is kind of a weird angle for a J-perm, because it has an AUF. So, there you go. For those of you who have ever wanted to see what goes through my head while solving, there you go. This is a bottle of 50k diff. It's a bottle of 50k diff. I keep it in this box because if I don't keep it in a box, it'll leak. Yeah. 50k diff, very useful. This is a Moyu screwdriver. I got this for free from one of those cubicle sales where they're giving a bunch of freebies. This is a very good screwdriver. But I mean, it's a screwdriver. There's not much to say about it. This is a sticker peeler. Some people say sticker peelers are a waste of money. Whether or not you want to buy a sticker peeler is totally up to you. Stickers! And more stickers. There's some 3x3, 2x2, and 4x4 stickers in here. Silicone syringes. I also got some of these for free, I think. I have weight 1 and weight 5. You can see the cubicle silicone lube weights. I know that weight 5 is the same as 50k diff, but I didn't know that at the time I bought it. If I had known that, I would have bought like weight 3 instead. These are some Zanchi torpedoes. They are torpedoes for a Zanchi. Where is the Zanchi? There it is. So they're meant to go with this cube, and I wanted to see what the cube would be like without torpedoes, so I took them out. And I think I might like it better without torpedoes. I don't know. This is some art sand. I know that I just said don't sandblast cubes, and I stand by that, do not sandblast cubes. But this is still, I mean, kind of, it's part of my cube hardware, I guess. Or I guess I could say it was part of my cube hardware. This is not a cube, this is a medal. Yay! Shoutouts to Ellen and Garrett and whoever else was on that team. And I believe that is all my cube stuff, all my cube related stuff. Like I said, the collection I have is fairly modest. It all still fits in a bag, so I mean I can just carry the whole thing with me.